Yes, it is the weekend and this is now a full-time job. God damn it. It seems that the more seating space that I put in the studio, the more cushions we're going to get. I'm only joking. It's the weekend and it's the Q&A session again. As well as you seeing what I get up to at the weekend, I'm also going to be answering questions and also donation requests throughout the weekend. So let's have a look at what's come in so far. So first of all, I've got some that I've got in via email, and the first one is a donation. Really pleased with that. This is a donation from Paul, a £5 donation. It says, "Hi Dave, please give me a shout out. Hi Paul, my YouTube channel is Sandwell Mobiles. I do app reviews and phone reviews and I'm from Faversham in Kent." So that's quite near me. So Sandwell Mobiles, that's SANDWELL Mobiles on YouTube. Please do check it out and thanks very much for the donation, Paul. And then I've got a question from Alex, and this question is, when you first started YouTube, did you ever feel nervous of what other people might think of your videos? And if so, why? Or if not, why not? Well, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, because I was quite shy in front of the camera when I first started off. In fact, when you look at my early videos, most of them were behind the camera, and then when I came in front of the camera, like I am now, I was finding myself actually scripting all my videos, so I was reading because I was so worried about getting something wrong. The only way I improved that was just by practicing, and 7 years on, hopefully, I'm a bit more comfortable in front of the camera. Did I get nervous about what other people might think of the videos? Well, yeah, at first I did, but I soon come to learn that you can't please everyone all of the time. Whatever sort of video you do, even nowadays, I know that some people won't like the video, or won't like the review, or won't like my opinion, or won't like my verdict. So it's going to happen. Whichever side of the fence you sit on, there's always going to be people on the other side of the fence. So now let's move on to some questions via Twitter. So the first question via Twitter is from Porter. Best micro four thirds camera for someone using one for the first time. Now, with regards to micro four thirds cameras, all of them are pretty easy to use. Most of them have an auto mode or an intelligent auto mode. I use a Panasonic DMC G6. You can see that if I just pick it up here. This is my G6, and that's got an intelligent auto mode, so you can pick one of those up and use it pretty easily. And then once you feel more comfortable with the camera, you can try testing out like the program mode or aperture priority, shutter priority before moving on to using it in manual mode. But the Olympus pen range of cameras also have this sort of very good mode where you don't have to learn the terminology used in photography, so you can just tell it to perhaps blur the background more, rather than using the term depth of field, for example. Now that's great, but don't stick in those modes too long. Use them really just to familiarise yourself with what sort of results you're going to get from the camera. And then it's always wise, if you're really interested in photography, to then move on to actually learning some of the terminology and testing out some of the other modes. So I would really say any micro four thirds camera, but if you're looking for one with very simple terms or terminology used in a guide mode, then maybe check out the Olympus pen range. Then we've got a question from Evan Saslov. What is your favourite TV brand and size? Well, I haven't really got a favourite brand. I've had Panasonic TVs, I've had Toshiba TVs, I've got currently in the studio an LG TV. So not really a particular brand. I've had Samsung as well. In fact, my very first Samsung flat screen TV, which must be about 10 years old, something like that, is still going strong, and in fact my mum's still using it. So that's lasted a very long time. Very good brand. With regards to size, I always say choose the size that is best for your room. and I think there's some sort of calculation. It's something like times the TV diagonal size by 3 or 3.5, and that should be your viewing distance. So for example, in the studio, I've got a 47-inch TV, and I think that's roughly the right size for this room. Now we've got another question here from Tom Bailey. Are you going to the Gadget Show live in April? I'm really not sure of my schedule yet in April. I always intend to go to these shows, and then I always get super busy with scheduling on videos and other work. I also do commercial videos, I don't just do YouTube, so it's sometimes difficult juggling those times around. Never say never, it's certainly on the cards, but I won't really know until a lot nearer the time. So I've got another question here on Twitter, and it comes from Roger White. It says, would you please do a review of the Drobo Transporter? There are no in-depth reviews or thoughts anywhere. And I totally agree. I haven't seen a decent review of the Transporter yet, and I was actually in contact with the company before they actually released the product, and also after they released the product, and they were supposed to send me one, but unfortunately that didn't transpire, and I would love to actually test and review one on the Geekanoids channel. I'll see what I can do. I can't make any promises, but I certainly will make that request for the Transporter again. So it's Sunday, and I've just got back from taking Milo for a walk, and it's freezing. I think winter is actually on its way. Oh dear, it's been so foggy today as well. It's been quite a clear sky, but yeah, very cold. Now, I forgot to update you a little bit on yesterday. Yesterday I actually managed to get out and about with the Olympus OMD EM1 and had a fantastic walk around and took some really great photos, which I'll share with you next week. So, the Q&A continues for the weekend, and I've got a donation here and a shout out request from Martin, who's made a £10 donation. Thank you very much, that really is appreciated. Says, hi Dave, love the channel. Thank you very much for that as well. Can you give my site a shout out? Closertothehedge.com. It's number 2, an online motorcycle magazine, all the latest bike racing news plus bike and accessory news and reviews. And also follow me on Twitter at Closertothehedge and Facebook.com Closertothehedge as well. Please do check out Closertothehedge.com. Thanks very much for the donation, Martin. And now for some questions that came via Twitter. The first one's from Eric Carter. What are your top 3 most anticipated smartphones, tablets for this year, excluding Apple? Now that's not very fair, because of course I want to see what Apple are going to be bringing out. But outside of Apple, I guess the Samsung Galaxy S5 interests me, because I'm really interested to see what they do with regards to the materials, because it's been rumoured that they're going to change the design and use different materials this time round. So that'll be very interesting. And then staying with Google Android, the Nexus 10 is due an update, so I'm very interested to see what they do with that. I didn't get a Nexus 10 when it came out last time round, so I'm very interested, and I will make an effort to get one into the studio. And then the third one is probably Nokia. Since their acquisition by Microsoft, I'm interested to see whether the Lumias change in any way through 2014. So I will be watching that space with great interest. Alec R asks, what mobile network do you primarily use? 3. I use 3 in the UK. Very happy with them, and great value for money as well. Then Steve asks, what's been your favourite phone other than the iPhone? Me and my girl both switched from iPhones to Nexus 5 and a Note 3. Well, I don't think I've got a favourite outside of the iPhone, but I think the one that most impressed me actually made it into my top 5 video, and that was the Motorola Moto G, and that's because it's got some really good specifications. It's a nice solid phone, a good performer, and the price is such a good bargain that I think it will satisfy a lot of people's needs. So I think that's probably my favourite. Then Martin, the same Martin Fluke that had the shout out, has also asked a question via Twitter. What platform do I use for my websites, WordPress, etc.? Well, actually, I don't use WordPress on my websites. I use Squarespace. And the reason I use Squarespace is because it's very reliable. The content management system is super cool, very, very easy to use. And also the designs, they sort of pre-supply you with templates, but you can customize them so much. And both the Geekanoids website is on Squarespace 5, the old system, and then the new media creator website, which I just recently launched, is using the Squarespace 6 system. And you do pay a little bit more for Squarespace, but it does include hosting as well. And if you pay yearly, then you do get free domain registration as well. So that's what I use. Oh, and it scales very well. They've got some really good technology. So if a lot of visitors all visit the site at the same time, then it doesn't fall down. So excellent question. Last one for the Q&A session for this weekend is from Jacob. I want to do vlogs, but I'm very shy, so I don't know if it's a great idea. By the way, what do you think about the Nokia Lumia 1520? Let's cover the 1520 first of all. I just recently unboxed it. It's a fantastic device, very good build quality. The screen is gorgeous, but it is a large device, so it's very, very hard to use one-handed. Early days yet though, I'm still going through my testing process with it, and I'll bring you my review very soon, but it is really nicely made. And then you're saying that you're very shy and you want to do vlogs. Well, don't do anything that you're uncomfortable with, but I think the main advice I can give you is when I first started doing YouTube videos, I was very shy in front of the camera. I used to write everything down and read it off a piece of paper because I was afraid that I'd say something wrong. And it's only by practicing that you'll get better and you'll get more comfortable in front of the camera. So maybe practice in front of a mirror, practice in front of friends and family, maybe do a few videos and keep them private and just get some feedback off of people that you know and trust first of all. But the main thing is that even if you put videos out, yes, you might be shy, and yes, you're going to get some cruel comments, but even when you're not shy in front of the camera, you're going to get those sort of comments anyway, and you'll find that if you stay honest to yourself, people will like your content for you. So give it a go if you can. That's a brilliant question. And that concludes all of the questions for this weekend long Q&A again. I've really enjoyed answering them. And I really do love this format as well. I like mixing in the shout outs with the questions. I will leave links again in the video description. So there's a link where you can actually make a donation request. And you use that link for something like a shout out. And you can make a donation as small as £1. It really doesn't matter how much it is. £1, £5, £10. Make whatever you feel comfortable with, and then I'll give you a shout out for either your YouTube channel or your website or your Twitter, or as you saw in today's video, all three with Martin's request. Now you don't have to donate. You can ask me questions via Twitter in the normal way, just at Geekanoids, and include the hashtag GeekQA. I'll leave all the details you need in the video description, so you can check that out. But thanks very much for watching. Leave me some comments, hit that like button. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you'd like to watch another amazing video from me, please do click that top box. And if you want to subscribe to my geeky channel, click the red box on the bottom of your screen now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.